Hey everybody, if you're watching this is the April 17th video for Algebra 1. Hopefully you guys are having a good day so far. It's Friday, so a nice thing is you don't got to worry about math on Saturday and Sunday. All right, so we're going to continue on with multiplying radicals. Yesterday we kind of learned that the outside times the outside will stay outside, and the inside times the inside stays inside, but then we have to look for pairs to see if anything can actually come out and not stay trapped inside there. So here is number 1. Again, you can pause. You guys start a brand new sheet of paper. Put 417 at the top because you're going to be sending me a picture on Google Docs of your notes and your homework. But you guys can pause at any time, catch up writing down, just listen to me, whatever. Again, rewind. That's the nice thing about video. All right, so we're going to have square root of 12 times 5 square root of 3. And we're going to look for the outside times outside stays outside. There is an invisible outside of 1. So on the outside, I have 1 times 5. I'll just put the 5, I won't show the 1. And then I put a square root symbol because the inside times inside stays inside. But now as I do that, I want to see if I can break down any of the inside pieces to see if I have pairs. 12 is composite, it's 2 times 6. 2 is prime. 6 is composite, it's 2 times 3. 2 is prime and 3 is prime. And we also had another prime number of 3 in there. So this is a very special problem because when you start looking for pairs of prime numbers, you see a pair of 2's. They get to come outside. You also should see a pair of 3's. They get to come outside. So what you have on the outside, the 5 is already there, times a 2 came out, times a 3 came out, and you put a square root. Now you have to look to see what's left underneath there. And you might think a 12's under there. No, you broke it up, so the 12 really isn't there at all. You might think a 6 is underneath there, but no, when you break it up, you don't get to use that number anymore. We're only looking at the prime numbers for that. So when you think about it, all the prime numbers left. There's nothing inside the square root. And as we saw yesterday, when there's nothing inside the square root, you shouldn't even have that symbol. We only have an outside number. 5 times 2 is 10, times 3 is 30, and it's no longer a square root problem. All right, let's see number 2. So I'm going to go with my little rule here. Outside times outside stays outside. I'll show it. That will become 21. I have square root 8 times 10. Now I'm going to kind of just show you like another way you could organize all your stuff if you wanted to see it. So 7 times 3 will become 21. I'm going to write that a little bit down here because I'm going to leave myself room for a factor tree for all these. 8 is composite. 2 is prime times 4. 4 is 2 times 2. Now you can hopefully see there's already a pair of 2's. And you might think that 2's trapped because he doesn't have a partner, but just wait. When we break up, 10 is composite. It's 2 times 5. 2 is prime and 5 is prime. And if that's a little bit too messy for you, what I suggest you do is rewrite your square root of all your prime pieces and check them off as you go. A 2 times a 2 times a 2 times a 2 times a 5. And remember, you don't use any of the composite numbers that you broke up. These should be all prime numbers under here. And now you can look for pairs. A pair of 2's will come outside. A pair of 2's will come outside, but that 5 right there, he has to stay trapped. So on the outside, I have a 21 times the 2 that I brought out times the other 2 that I brought out, square root of 5. And now I have 81 times 2, 21 times 2 is 42, times 2 is 84 on the outside, square root of 5 is trapped on the inside. Hopefully it's getting a little bit easier for you, but again, you can pause, you can rewind. We have one more example for today. And we'll finish off with something that's part of the quick rule from yesterday. A little special problem here. Number 3. We have 3 square root of 14 times 5 square root of 14. Outside times outside stays outside. Square root inside times inside stays inside. Now 14s are composite numbers, and you would think, oh, I gotta break that down to 2 times 7. But just wait and see if you see something that's a little special here. I have a pair of 14s. There's no reason to break down these numbers at all because it's the quick rule. If the square roots are ever the same, it's not gonna be a square root problem anymore. The pair of 14s get to come outside as a regular 14. So what I have is a 3 times a 5 times 14 came out, square root of nothing. And remember, when there's nothing in the square root, we don't write it at all. So 3 times 5 times 14 is a total of 210. I obviously expect you to use a calculator at this point. We're not wanting you to do that in your head at all. But there you go, that's multiplying radicals, day 2. Make sure that you guys are staying up with things. And again, reach out to me if you need help. I'll do anything I can to help you. All right, you guys, have a great weekend, but make sure you guys do these homework problems, which I'll show you right now. Let them zoom in. There you go, you can pause the video, copy those down, try them out. After that, have a great weekend.